What's going on, goons? Week 5 offensive line rookie report, left tackle rookie report. I might start having, if Mekhi Becton's out, I'm going to start including Austin Jackson because he was a first round pick, even though he wasn't intrigued on those 4. And I know people are like, where's Tristan Wirfs? He plays right tackle, so I don't know, I feel weird including him. And I wouldn't want to put him in after his first game after Khalil Mack put the smack down on him a few times. Anyways, Mekhi Becton, like I said, he continues to be hurt. He's fun to watch, so hopefully he gets back soon. Jedrick Wills, maybe he had his worst game. He gave up a sack that led to a fumble. He had a QB hit that led to an interception for Baker Mayfield, and some stuff in the run game. Teams are starting to adjust a little bit to that Kevin Stefanski run team, but Cleveland still continues the ball out. With Andrew Thomas, some bad stuff. The strip sack's gonna be remembered. A couple other bad plays. But what I do like, and we'll start it off with the video, is Andrew Thomas is doing some new things to kind of compensate for some of the issues he has, where there's leaning, punching too early. So we'll get into it. And by the way, make sure to like, subscribe, all that bull crap. People, they've been telling me to start asking for that more. I don't really like asking, but do it. Subscribe, like. I mean, we do. We put a lot of different stuff on here. The offensive line report. Like this week we did some Daniel Jones breakdowns, where last week it was some defensive stuff. So live streams, all that stuff. So make sure to do that. And I think I'm going to start doing some other offensive line stuff around the league to ingrace myself within the other fan bases. So let's get into it. All right, Andrew Thomas, Week 5 versus the Cowboys, was faced up against DeMarcus Lawrence, Alden Smith, which the Alden Smith story of him coming back and being good is kind of wild when you think about it, him not being in the league for 5 years. But anyways, there was some pretty bad stuff from Thomas. The strip sack is the one that everyone saw and will remember. Some other stuff. But also you see him implementing some new things, and we're going to start the video out with that. Because he's trying to improve, and you'll see it with the Wills part that these offensive linemen, defenses are figuring out their weaknesses, the things they like to do, the things they lean on. So anyways, well, like I said, let's start with the new good stuff that Thomas is doing, because Thomas has had trouble oversetting, which he still has some trouble with that, but leaning in his punches. So punching out here. So watch his hands on this. There are ways to stop yourself, to force your body physically to not do that. Punch, punch, reload, punch, reload, punch, reload. I mean, obviously there's always going to be a little bit of lean, but when you have the idea of I am striking, then reloading, striking and reloading, it forces you to not oversell. Bam, bam, spin move. Just keep pulling those hands back into your chest. If you're going to spin on me, I'm just going to play the piano on your back and finish it. Good stuff there. Do the same thing here. Bam, bam, bam. And those look like his best pass reps of the game. There's a couple better ones, but those look like his best pass reps of the game. Bam, 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 punch, reload. Something that we talked about last week with Jedrick Wills was doing a lot. And that was actually against Montez Sweat, who Andrew Thomas will play this week. It'll be interesting to see if he implements that a little more. Is take that left hand, give it like a little like a one-hand punch/swipe, and then come with the right hand. I wonder if that's something that he'll implement against Montez Sweat, a guy who's 6'7", has long arms, to try and get those long arms off him, and it forces you to not lean too much. And PFF, this probably gets called a pressure, but that's 12 yards back in the pocket. That's a win for Andrew Thomas. And good job on Jones for stepping up into it. Freeman drops it. But that's a win. And by the way, a little side rant on Pro Football Focus. I think they count screen plays as pressures when it's designed to literally give pressure. Like you're designed to get the guys to come into the QB's lap. And that's why I use Pro Football Reference numbers. Unfortunately, they don't have individual numbers, which sucks. But I'm sure they've been getting better every year, so I think they will do that. Okay, this next play, we got a wide 7 technique, so basically wide out. And I like this from Thomas. Watch how he keeps him right on his right shoulder or his left shoulder. He's not oversetting. He's not leaving the inside. He's not worried about speed where it leaves this open. Now he catches him a little bit, but when a guy's coming from that wide out, you can live with that. So that's good right here. I need to really start silencing my phone in these videos, and I'm horrible at editing. All right, stunt pickup was good. This has been the one bright side of this Giants left side. Actually, no, there's been more bright sides. But him and Hernandez have picked up stunts well, and this is something that Hernandez and Stolder got destroyed in last year. I mean, it was unbelievable how bad they were at it. Like I said, you got the stunt. Hernandez pushes it off. Thomas slams down. Good stuff. Again, they're looking at each other. Hernandez is looking at here. Thomas's eyes are on here. Picks it up perfectly. This one is a little confusing. I don't know if this is bad or really good, but they're ready for it. So watch. They fake a stunt. Watch Thomas. He's ready for it. He's ready. It was a fake stunt. I don't know what the deal is. He recovers. So like I said, when I was doing this all in like a kind of pissed off fashion, I was kind of like, what the hell? But I mean, it ends up working, so I guess you can live with that. So let's talk about the bad. We'll start with the worst. Now it's a 10-yard drop. Thomas punches early, leans. Lawrence gets around the edge. And you got yourself a strip sack. And then you got to watch him score a touchdown. All that going through your head, you got to watch him give yourself a touchdown. Here was on the flea flicker. They implemented some more jump sets, which jump sets are great, but you got to expect, which jump set is where you're not going vertically, you're coming sideways, or sometimes even at the defender. You got to be ready when you do that they're going to come back inside. So you got to have this right foot ready to power down, and he doesn't do that. And Lawrence gets in there, and Jones ends up making a play. Another one. So this one will look like, hey, bad job, like physically. This was mental. This was a mental mistake. So here's what we got. We got two guys outside of him. Hernandez, I don't know what the call is, but he's looking over here. They got 1, 2. So Hernandez is looking at doubling with him. I don't know what the idea is. Maybe they were trying to use one of these guys as a hot, a free runner. But when you have 5v5, you'd be using a free runner. You know what I'm saying? Or the back should be attacking the free runner. So he's got a good job here, and then he sees this outside rush, and he thinks, oh, I've got that. He's expecting Thomas to come back inside. I'm fine with that. If you do that, like that will look bad. People will be like, oh my gosh, look at that bad play. But in reality, in the film room, you did a good job picking up here. Here's what I hate. And Cam Fleming did this week 1 against the Steelers, and he got Jones lit up. When you do something, do it at 110 miles per hour. Because what happens here is he realizes Hernandez doesn't have it, and he turns back, and now we have 2 free rushers. So if you're gonna do something, do it with authority and at 100 miles per hour. This one, good pass set, good job. And this one, sorry. Actually, I had a different note. My bad. All right, let's go. Good job. Punches. Now he's bull rushing. And this looks like probably does go down as a pressure. The big issue is that Fleming gets bull rushed. Because Thomas, he gets bull rushed, but what I like is the dump. When it's when these guys are leaning like that, just dump them. And it ends up at Jones's feet. But part of the problem is that Fleming is also getting bull rushed at the same time. But I like the idea of dumping him. We want to do it earlier, obviously. Let's go through the run. The run, I think, is really good. The Giants need to start running behind these two more. Because they move guys. And they do a great job coming off of combo blocks. They move that guy. Thomas comes off to the linebacker. 9-yard gain. Again, moving dudes. Hernandez does a good job getting to the linebacker. The touchdown. Watch where this guy is and where he ends up. Moves a guy. Just moving dudes. And we'll finish on a positive. Let's watch a fat man score points. There ain't nothing better than in sports than watching fat people celebrate. Good job on that. Catch the ball better. Andrew Thomas, you've got things to improve. We like some of the new stuff, but let's put together a full game. All right, let's go through Week 5, Jedrick Wills versus the Indianapolis Colts, who was a really good defense. He was faced up against Justin Houston a lot. And I just want to say, good for the Browns with Kevin Stefanski and Callahan as their O-line coach. That has led to them being 4-1. That is what's led to this run game. They signed Jack Conklin, who I wasn't the biggest fan of Conklin because of his pass blocking, but as a run blocker, he's a mauler, and they've been running to the right. And it's just play action, play action, play action. And honestly, it's boring to watch Jedrick Wills. That's not a knock on him. It's boring to watch him because it's play action where the offensive line is literally just trying to get guys to flow. It's not like crazy blocks. And then they're running to the right, so you got Wills on the backside, so there's nothing exciting there. And then the pass blocks are all play action. It's boring to watch him. But anyways, this probably Wills played good in this game. Actually, I'll say he played good for a rookie. There's two really bad plays, and in the run game there was some stuff you didn't like. It seems like teams are starting to pick up on some of these things, and that's why you're seeing, Thomas starting to have more and more struggles. Becton is obviously out, so there's only 2 games for teams to pick up on stuff for him. But anyways, let's go through it. Let's start with some good. We got a good pass, just a regular good pass set. Gets out of his stance quickly. Bam. Stays vertical at the line or horizontal at the line of scrimmage. Good punch as he turns. Doesn't let the guy beat the edge. This one we have a 7 technique, which means he's outside the tight end. So he's going to do a jump set, which means he's not moving vertically. He's moving towards him. He just gets out there. I mean, Houston, when he sees this, he's like, I'm getting around the edge. And he doesn't. he stonewalls his ass. And then dumps him. And that's something that Wills has gotten a lot better at as the season went along. Again, here. When these defenders want to lock on or try or bull rush, he's just dumping them. Houston does this one to himself a little bit, but then he's not letting guys get into his chest and bull rush him. Again, you want to long arm me? I'm going to take my hands and I am going to rip your hands down with them. I'm going to rip your arms down. Bam, buries him. Really good stuff right there. And he really good awareness. And this I credit to Callahan. I mean, there was one play where I'm not going to show where this guy, the left guard, hey, phone notification. I mean, comes up and helps Wills out and just lights a dude up. Callahan, man, he's the reason why. There's a reason why probably every NFL team wanted Callahan as their offensive line coach when he left Washington. Stunt, he powers down, which he's great at. He's better than Becton, Thomas, any of those guys are doing that. That's why I said he was the most pro ready, is because his technique on that. Sometimes he'll open himself up a little bit and overset. Nonetheless, passes it off, and this is a wide stunt. I mean, where's this guy coming from? It's coming from a straight 3 or 2, sorry, and picks it up. Good stuff. Another one. So it's looking like, okay, they're blitzing this guy. I've got him, but he doesn't panic. He doesn't overset. He plays it patiently. And he drops out. 75 comes out to him because that's his responsibility. But Wills immediately, when he drops out, powers down onto him. And then 75, I need to figure out his name because he has awesome awareness. And powers down, and Wills, good job. Good job there. Now we got a couple bad plays. Here we go. Good first punch on this jump set. But he's open all the way. And he opens his hips all the way. It's a jump set. It's play action, so you kind of want to do that. But 97s are able to get around the edge. He's not able to seal that off. He's able to get around the edge. That dip, I mean, just beats him with his speed and gets a strip sack on Baker Mayfield. The Browns picked it up. And then another one, set. Powers in. He's kind of a little off balance here. But really good job recovering, though. He recovers well, and he just doesn't finish it. You'll see this with Thomas, too. Just doesn't finish it. And it leads to an interception. Baker, that's a QB hit that directly leads to an interception. So if Callahan's the type to rip his offensive line, I mean, he's ripping Wills this week because he's like, I don't care how good the rest of the plays are. You led to a fumble and an interception. The run, we're going to be a little more negative on the run this week. Sorry, Browns fans. But the Browns, I mean, they've been running to the right like crazy. I mean, and it's worked well. But because Wills has been so good at like setting this, Teams are jumping inside of him. Again, just gets beat by speed. Gets beat by speed. Again. This time he's a little more aggressive in it. Gets beat on the inside. Because of this stretch run, this outside zone that the Browns run, which I love that they do it, teams are going to try and figure out ways to counter that. And what they're doing is, hey, if they're going to block the outside like this, we're going to hit stuff inside. And then this one is just Houston, keeping space and then ripping inside. This one, he kind of just whiffs on a down block. It's hard to see with this angle, but he just whiffs. Puts his head down. Let's watch the first step. It's a good first two steps, but he's just leaning and whiffs. And then you over here and watch. So we'll finish with a good run play, though. Like I said, they didn't run to the left a ton, but a great combo block here. Great combo block here. This guy comes off. Bam. I mean, finishes it nasty. Finishes it and allows 30 to bounce this out. So you don't feel bad about Wills as a player after this game, but you do have the sack that led to a fumble and the hit that leads to an interception. So if you want to nitpick, there's bad plays. So overall, I like what I see out of Wills still. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks, that's it. Thanks.